something that took me a while to realize, that as a parent, it's very easy to fall into the trap of being a martyr. And if there's one thing I can tell you right now, stop it, because your children aren't gaining. Yes, they see more love from you, which is great, and you're there for them all the time. You're finding activities for them to do, etc., etc. But what they're not seeing is the absolutely contented, happy, resourceful, effective, efficient, successful you. All they're seeing is their butler. All they're seeing is their maid. And that's not good for them to watch, because as we know, parents learn by your actions. Sorry, children learn by your actions, not by your words. So I think that's a really important thing to consider as a parent. Stop being a martyr. Do the things that help you and make you be a better you. So for me, for example, you may or may not want to follow what I do, but certainly it works for me. In the morning, I wake up and it's normally about 5:30. And believe me, if you start implementing certain methods into your life, you're probably already as a parent used to waking up at that time. But if you're not, you will be, because when you step it up, you find that you don't need as much sleep and that you wake early with an enthusiasm, an energy, a vibrancy. And as parents, I know that's something you're probably craving. So I wake up and 5:30, I meditate, maybe for 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. I then normally listen on the monitor to hear my son calling out, "Daddy, where are you?" I then go and talk to him and have a little play, and then we go downstairs and then I sit him in front of the TV. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I make sure he's got some breakfast, I feed the dog, and by then, at this point, I have already made myself a coffee and breakfast, and I let my coffee stoop. Is that the right word? And I then go upstairs and I practice a couple of yoga moves. I then do some power breathing, which is all part of the Wim Hof method. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's very interesting. So the power breathing, what that does is it boosts, it gives me a bit of a boost, an uplift. It sends oxygen around the body and provides some warmth. And that warmth is the really important bit, because after that, I then have a freezing cold shower. And that's something, again, part of the Wim Hof method. The reason why I do that, and in the first couple of weeks, you'll realize if you do the Wim Hof method, that it absolutely gives you this incredible boost of energy. It also has a whole load of other benefits. If you've got any inflammation in the body, it reduces the inflammation. So those with colitis or rheumatoid arthritis, it has significant benefits. It also, as I've put in one of my other videos, it sheds weight off you. And the reason why it does that and how it does that is that by preventing your body from shivering, which is all part of the Wim Hof method, the shivering element that we do in the cold creates warmth. What it actually does, by preventing the shivering, you start growing something called brown adipose tissue. Now that brown fat grows in the body. This is something that you were born with as a child, but you lose as you get older. And the brown fat then eventually sends a signal to the brain to burn the white fat, the fat that you don't want, for fuel energy. So if you are a little bit overweight, this is a brilliant way of shedding weight. It's amazing. Now, I wasn't overweight and I didn't really want to lose that weight, but now that I have, I don't mind, because I know internally it's probably good for me. So anyway, that's a Wim Hof ramble. So once I've had my cold shower, I then come downstairs, have my breakfast, good couple of mugs of my significant vice being coffee. That's the only coffee I have in the day. But once I've had that, black coffee, some healthy breakfast, then I am ready for the day. I really am. And all of that focus has been selfish. I realize that. It's all been about me and setting me up for the day and making me the better me, the best version of me that I can. And the results of which are that my son gets to see the best me as a father. And likewise with my wife. She has a similar routine, not quite the cold shower routine. She's not quite ready for that yet, but she practices yoga. She does something called the Gamma mindset, something that I've possibly touched on in another video. I will do that again, because this is something I'm building into my routine. And what it does do is helps to prevent and remove limiting beliefs, which is really helpful again as a parent. And quite often I will be eating my breakfast whilst my wife is in the hallway doing a number of stomach crunches and core exercises. So again, this is all while either my son is playing on his own. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good for him. He needs to know that he can't turn to his parents and ask them to play with him every time he wants. He needs to know that he can look after himself. He can find games to play with by himself. But then at the same time, once we're done, we then go and engage with him and we play with him, and we end up having sort of some family fun before my wife goes off to work, I go off to work. So we really mix it up, but you can see there the focus is on just as much our child as it is us. And believe me, the benefits of which that I've learned is that my child gets to see more of me as a parent, more of my better sides. He gets to see a cool, calm, as much as possible, a calm, relaxed, happy parent. And surely that's more important than having a happy maid or butler. So anyway, my long ramble there. I hope it's proved of some use or interest to those that are parents. Catch up with you soon. Speak soon. Bye-bye.